So before I get into any drawing, I like to look into Pinterest. I'm gonna just mine this out there, and then just looking through here, and I found this art piece. I don't know who it's by. It's only posted by Mo, I think. Someone's asking for the artist, but I kind of like this pose that's going on. So I think I'm gonna go with this pose. And then maybe I'll scroll down to see if there's any expressions that I want to use as a reference. And maybe hairstyles, poses. Right now I like this little like up pose and this long silky hair. But the character I'm going to be drawing, she has wavy red hair. Kind of like this. But instead of a pose like this, I think one like this would be better for her. So once I get back onto this page, I'm using Fire Alpaca, by the way. I always start with this little transparent background, and then I'm gonna take this white color, bucket this in. I know that you can start with your page white already, but I like to have the option to make it transparent. But I normally use this white background. And if you want, so you don't click on it, you can put it into a folder. I normally just keep it outside a folder. But I'm gonna start with a little sketch. And I work with trial and error, so that's gonna be my process right here. You're gonna see a lot of trial and error until I get what I like. What I'm doing right here is I'm gonna just copy the picture to just keep it on here. Normally I just go back and forth, but I'm gonna just put it right here so I can have it here and just see it more easier. Okay, so I kind of forgot to unplay the video, but right now I just have this little rough draft going right here, and I like to use the select tool a lot. It's right here. You just circle around what you want to move around, and you can just move it anywhere you like, but I'm gonna keep the head right here for now. I see a lot of methods where people use the boxes to try to figure out an angle, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to figure out what kind of angle I want her body to be in. In this one, it looks like the angle is just kind of straight. And I can't draw on top of it. I put it in a folder, but here it is. It looks kind of straight like this, but I want her to be more like this, like her back this way and her legs like this. Okay, so right now what I'm trying to figure out what to do is find a path where I want her arms to be. I'm thinking to copy these, but at the same time I don't want to. So what I normally do when I'm not sure how I want to draw the arms, that I'll make another tab above this, another layer, and this is the original sketch, and then above it is the new layer. So I can, do you put that out? You can just write over it and erase it as you like. And for my other sketch, since they're both the same color, it's going to be hard to see what I'm doing. I'm going to put the opacity down on the sketch layer. I'm going to just put it really bright, and then I'm going to go to this new layer so I can start drawing above it. Okay, so this is the arms I decided to go with. I was thinking of making them kind of like an elf with bat wings, but I think I'll just go with making them kind of like a cat. And it looks like a cattish pose. And what I used as reference is this little bunny that was conveniently close to the original. Here it is, this little arm pose. I'll probably change it up to match this more, but who knows, I kind of like it angled downwards how I have it. since I like how these arms are, I'm gonna go back here and erase these ones from the original sketch. So I'm looking back and forth through this one and this one, and I know I said I wanted to make it look kind of like a cat and maybe give her some big cat ears like this. Just big cat ears, but I kind of just don't want to do that. I want to draw some horns. So I think I'm gonna go with the bat wings and horns idea that I originally had. So we're just gonna go with that. Right now I'm just trying to think of the angle I want to put the horns in. I was thinking just making normal ones like this connected to the forehead, like this. But I kind of just don't want to do that. I draw it a lot already. So her face is going to be kind of angled down, I'm thinking. But maybe, I'm thinking maybe to give her ram horns. But I didn't want something so gigantic. So I'm still considering what kind of horns to do. Freehand on angle to me. Right now, I'm hitting her here, hand right here. I'll have her here. My thumb's passing here, being wrapped in her hand. She's gonna have sort of a flowy hairstyle. I might change this right here just to make it seem more wavy, like how it is up here. And what you can do, if you have maybe like a straight haired character like this, sometimes you'd want it flowy. Let me get to this folder right here. What I do, if I don't want it to go just straight down like this, I'll go like this and see what kind of angle I want it to be in. Put this down a bit, like that. Kind of like a curtain, and then you can go in and start making the individual strands how you'd want it to be, like this. That's what I normally do if I'm gonna make straight hair and I want it to kind of look like it's floating around. Make it look wide, and it also helps fill in the extra space that you have on your paper. She's gonna have sort of a flowy hairstyle. I might change this right here just to make it seem more wavy, like how it is up here. And what you can do, if you have maybe like a straight haired character like this, sometimes you'd want it flowy. Let me get to this folder right here. What I do, if I don't want it to go just straight down like this, I'll go like this and see what kind of angle I want it to be in. Put this down a bit, like that, kind of like a curtain, and then you can go in and start making the individual strands how you'd want it to be, like this. That's what I normally do if I'm gonna make straight hair and I want it to kind of look like it's floating around. Make it look wide, and it also helps fill in the extra space that you have on your paper. Okay, so for this character, I'm thinking of having it flow like this. I'm gonna turn down the opacity so you guys can see more. But I'm gonna turn it down, and this is the idea, how I want her hair to flow in this direction. I don't think I'll end up erasing this, because this can just be like an extra piece of her hair. But this will be the main part up in the back. It'll look like it's kind of flowing down beside her. And maybe I'll make it look like it's on the floor, sitting down beside her. And the reason why my stuff is looking super sketchy right now, like say I just drew this flowy hair right here and I'm outlining it again. Not much of an outline, but it's really messy. It's really messy. You can always go in and give clearer lines. I'm gonna be coloring on top of this, so I'll try to make it look smoother while I'm coloring it. Connecting till it reaches the bottom right here. it doesn't have to be perfect either. I mean, you could make it perfect if you'd like to. I'd probably do that, since I'll use this for the hair coloring when I go to actually start rendering things in. Okay, so after filling it in, I realized I don't like how spacious it looks. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna fill in some of these right here that were supposed to be gaps to make it look fuller. Is overlapping with the front of the hair. So what I do is I get on the outline layer right here and I'll just start erasing right here so this can go on top of here. And sometimes it's kind of difficult to see, so you just, if you can't see it that well, you just keep turning it down. I'll turn on the coloring too so that you can see it better. This is my outline. I'm going to erase it here because there's obviously hair above here, and then her hand, and then her body's right here, so I'll erase this too so it's not overlapping on her body. It's going onto the hand, so I'll need to erase the coloring and remove it from the hand outline that I have right now with the hand sketch. Okay, I think that's looking pretty nice. Since I have everything done, for the most part, I'm going to take all of these put them into a new layer right here. And if you want to keep track of your stuff, I'll put here sketch, and then I'll go here into the coloring folder, and I'll just name it coloring, so I can keep track of them. I know which I'm clicking on. This is the reference. I'll just put reference here. I'll probably delete it later though. I don't need it anymore since I've got the basic shape down pretty much, but I might use it as a reference for coloring. And one more thing, as you can see, I have a gigantic paper, and she's looking kind of small on this paper right now. If you want to change the size of the entire theme, you can take both your folders. I have two folders, one with the coloring, since I've already started with the coloring. If I didn't start with the coloring, I could have just taken this folder of the outline. I go to select, transform, and change the size as I like it. But since I have a coloring already done, I'm going to take this folder, open this sketch, take this folder, and I'll put it inside this folder. I can take it out later once I've confirmed changing the size. So I'm going to take this, everything's connected. Let me just show you the coloring. It's on this folder. So when I close it, it's together. It's inside this folder already. So I'll just take, select, transform, and I don't know if I want to flip it. Maybe I want to flip it, and maybe I don't. I'll keep it on this side maybe. I'm going to close this reference sheet. Gotta select this again after closing that. Select transform, and then I'll change the size. And maybe I'll flip it. Make it kind of like, maybe I can take out some of the legs. Make it bigger like this, because I want her face to show. And if not, I'll probably change the paper size, because the thing is, when you're having a long piece of paper and you make something boxy like this, as you can see, it's way bigger than what I have here. I'll make it small like this for right now. I'll probably just change the size of the paper. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to select, we're going to go to edit, and then either image size or canvas size. I'm going to go to canvas size, and right here, this is your red box. This is what you have right now. And I'll just mess with the numbers and see if I can get something that I like. For a more boxy shape, I think I need to go with something like 3200. 3200. And then I'll click OK, and the paper size will change. I'm going to go to this folder where I have this background. I could just delete it, close this, take the white paint and bucket it again, or you can just select, transform this paper, and you can just make it gigantic like that. Either or. And you put yes, and after that, it'll take loading. So you probably want to go with the bucket method. It'll take some time to load. But I'm gonna just delete this right now, because this has the new layer size, and now I have the new art. And now I can size it better, I think. So we're just gonna go to select, transform, and then now I'll make it bigger. And when I'm drawing, her face is gonna be more noticeable compared to that phone size paper I had. I'll just make it, since part of her hair is cut off right here, I'm gonna size it according to this. Make it a bit bigger. I don't mind if her feet get cut off. Maybe part of it, because I want her face to show most, but then I don't want to cut her hair off, so I'm just gonna make it like this. Make sure not much of it is getting cut off. I'll put it right here probably. Her feet got cut off, but it's okay. Because from far away, when you're looking at your art from far, it's gonna look very small, but I want her face to be the most noticeable part of this art. Okay, so I didn't want to leave my coloring inside the sketch folder. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna close this and take it right back out. It's just, sometimes I struggle trying to take it out. But do you see how the blue line is small? When the blue line is small, that means you're gonna be putting it into that other folder. See how it's in this folder now? It's in the white paper folder. So I'm gonna put it back in here. And when I want to take this out of the folder, you have to pay attention and make sure that the line is not short, it's long like that. Short, long. On the right side of the page where the folders are. I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna close the sketch. Put it back up here. Wait, I need to close this folder. I'll put it back up here. Make sure it's long. And then it'll be outside. you can see, I put the opacity down on the coloring because it's kind of bright colors. I can't see the outline that well, even when it's all the way up. It all kind of jumbles together. So for it to be easier on my eyes, I like to take the opacity down for the sketch and the coloring. Because like I said, I want to add on things drawing. So now I'm gonna see what kind of horns look the best with her. Maybe I'll do something like this or make them heart shaped so they can be cute. And then I can add her wings later. I'm gonna give her little wings like that. And maybe a tail too. Like a little cute tail. I don't know. That's the plan. And then her clothes will probably be the last thing I add. I do need to add her face too because as you can see, she's kind of faceless right now. So I'll need to add that too. So having the opacity low for both the coloring and the sketch makes it easier on my eyes while I'm adding the face, the horns, wings, and everything else. Those can just be colored later and it'll be done. And normally, now that I have the coloring done for the body like this, I would go ahead and start shading in the body. But since I haven't drawn the face yet, I'm going to do the face first before I start shading the body and things. had when I was drawing this. It took about 4 hours to color this in and make all these new changes to the hair. I'll show you. I even made up a little outfit attempt, like a little draft for the outfit. But since I wasn't able to record anything, I'll show you the brushes that I use to color everything and that I use to outline things with. All my main brushes are at the top right here that you can see. I use this DPA round, this DP flat pen, and this airbrush. These are my main 3 brushes. I also used smudge. Sometimes I'll use the smudge. And then sometimes I'll just use the regular pen if I want to have like a little glossy look that you can see right here in the eye. There's this kind of glossy look in there. I'll show you where you can get these brushes. They're all free. When you click this little add brush button right here, it's gonna open a brush store. And in this brush store, you can get all types of brushes. They have these kind of snake patterns, pencils, effects, nature, these artificial brushes. I like to use pen and pencil ones. One brush that I like a lot too is like the fish scales and the snake scales. I love to color over those ones. They make it so much easier to color over these scales. But most of these brushes are free. So if you go to the shop, you can get any of them for free. But that's it. I wasn't able to save the footage that I have of coloring this, which is too bad. I wanted to show how I colored everything in. I always keep them in different tabs like this. Maybe bring down the opacity. But I basically colored over the outline. I didn't color behind it. Next video, I'm gonna try to get straight to the coloring. I'll make a small picture just to show how I color things in. Maybe it'll be the face of a character. And I can even take a commission from someone in the comments. I can do someone's character. And I'll do like a little video showing how I colored them in. All you have to do is put the name of your character in the comments. You can say how they look, and I'll pick whichever one.